So, today I want to show off another game that I've been playing a bit recently. Well, not a whole lot so far. I only just started out. I've done one run in this game. It's Griftlands. It's pretty much a story-focused roguelike deck builder. Probably most similar in terms of gameplay to something like Slay the Spire, but with quite a few key differences. And it's a really good game, made by Klei, who are also pretty famous for titles like Don't Starve. So let's just jump into a run and see what this game is about. I do want to play the story because I think it's a pretty cool part of this game. It's quite focused on a good story. Hey Maxwell! Glad to see you! Welcome! So, yeah, let's just jump into the game and see
one to back down from a challenge.
what
You
happens.
enter the Groggen Dog, shrugging off the weird sense of deja vu that hits you. First thing is to find your old friend Fish, who might have a lead on where to find Cascio.
Oh, it seems like replaying it gives me a shortened version of the intro. So, we are playing as Sal, a grifter, kind of a bounty hunter, who is after Cascio. Yeah, I will try to, R.S. Jackson. Also, welcome. Glad to see you. So, we are playing as Sal, kind of bounty hunter who's after Cascio, who sold her out to basically do slave work, and now she wants revenge. So we are in this area where Cascio operates, and there's a big bounty on her head. So yeah, we enter the bar, the Groggen Dog. The Groggen Dog has its charms. The patrons look lively and the floorboards creak like a well-fed toad. There you are. I started to think you might have gotten mugged before you even made it through the door. Your faith moves me, Fish, but I do feel ready for a fight. Like my blood's pumping, you know. Should serve me well up against Cascio. First breath of fresh air in 10 years, and you get straight to the point. But you won't get nowhere without making some friends. Get your bearings and maybe tomorrow we can talk about Cascio. Let me give you something. People leave the damn things behind in the bar. We'll give you something every time you start over. So this is basically our starting bonus. We can either get 100 shills, which is the currency in this game, which we can use as usual to buy cards and other things. We could draft 2 battle cards. Now interesting, in this game you have 2 decks. You have a battle deck, but you also have a negotiation deck. So depending on what kind of task you're facing, you use either one, and they have slightly different mechanics. Or we could get Slapdash Surgery at a battle graft slot. Grafts are basically like our relics. As you would, they have things you would expect from relics in Slay the Spire or Monster Train, but we are limited to 3 of each types of grafts. So an additional slot means we get to use 1 more. That's not bad. That's gonna make us stronger in the long run. while drafting 2 battle cards is nice to give us a sort of direction. I don't think I want the shields. Let's go with the graft slot. Now go get him. So we have a lot of dialogue options that explain a little bit more about the world. We could ask about Havaria. Help me get my bearings. It's been a long time since I was last in Havaria. It's dirty and broken, like always. If that brokering was bad when you were a kid, it's worse now. Half the population is indentured, and thems that hold contracts sell them to pay off their own. No wonder customs was so uptight on my way back in. Must be a lot of fraud. That ain't the half of it. The Admiralty is pushing for an official annex. They want to make everyone real Deltrian citizens, with papers and everything. In Havaria, you're choking. They say it will stop illegal debt brokering. Now anyone with a hand in labor contracts is real ornery, from the poor to the powerful. You can imagine the reaction. I can. Well, we could ask about a lot more things, but I do want to get into the gameplay today, so let's get some work from Fish. I got people in my pocket who owe me a favor. Elite, Pluck, and the Lowman. They're easy people to find. Tell them I sent you, and they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll get you a plate of popped Oshnu eyes on the house. Bless your warty hide, Fish. I'll hold you to that. Okay, so now here we are on the overworld map, where we have points of interest that we can visit. Here we have the choice between 3 different options. Any of these will give us a starting bonus, where we get to pick a card to get us started. This one, all of them are difficulty 1 star, and this one focuses on negotiation, this one on battle, and this one on battle as well. Here we get some shields and some bonus money. We get shields and a Grizzly Trophy. Grizzly Trophy is an item card, a negotiation card. Interesting. Or we could upgrade a card. Now the upgrade system in this game is pretty interesting, in that cards accumulate experience when you play them, and they get upgraded when their experience is full. So card upgrades can be nice, but you will eventually get your cards upgraded anyways. I am interested in getting this Grizzly Trophy. That seems like something that could be useful. So this quest focuses on battle. Let's see. So we're here in the spot. There are a couple of NPCs we could talk to. This one is actually a vendor, so we can look what they have in store. I have a couple of cards. I'm not interested in any of them right now. We can do the same thing in the Grog and Dog. Oh, we got an event by traveling across the map. I think there's a limit. You can't just travel across the map and get events over and over, but sometimes you will get these events. You are approached by a member of the cult, the fire of conviction burning brightly in his eyes. You have rejected the indifference of the mighty Hesh. You must pay for your impudence. I could fight them, pay a tithe, or convince them that I am faithful to Hesh. This is a negotiation challenge, while this will be a fight against 2 enemies with 3 and 4 stars. That sounds a bit dangerous. Let's go with the negotiation option. Rejected Hesh? Me? I'm shocked. Shocked that you would make such a claim. So, this is the fight screen in the negotiation. This is the enemy's core argument, or their HP. This is our HP. Actually, in negotiations, it's called resolve. And we have our hand of 5 cards, 3 actions, which is basically the energy or ember of this game. We have Threaten, dealing 1 to 4 damage. We have Deflection, apply 3 Composer, which is basically block. And we have Stealth Instinct, insert Inspiration or Attitude into your hand. Because the enemy, these are their intents, they are deploying an argument against us. We'll see what that means in just a moment. Let's go with Stealth Instinct. I'm gonna go with an Inspiration. This gives us 2 Influence and deals 2 damage. Influence is all Diplomacy cards deal maximum damage. Now Threaten isn't a Diplomacy card, it's a hostile card. But we'll get some use out of that card eventually. I'm also gonna play a Deflection, not because I gain anything from it, just because it gets energy whenever we... it gets experience whenever we play it. Yeah, I really like that you have 2 different decks that you can build with. So, the enemy has deployed arguments. This is a very common thing in negotiation, that these are basically smaller targets you can attack. I have one myself. My influence is an argument that can be targeted by the enemy. Wrath of Hash targets all enemy arguments each turn for 1 to 2 damage. We should stop that. That's pretty bad. Because if we don't deal with it, it will just continue to do so. And they also have Prayer of Hash. Adds 1 resolve and shield to a friendly argument at the start of Braille's turn. They also have when an argument of Braille's is removed or destroyed, all other arguments gain 1 resolve. So these fast talks, these are Diplomacy cards, so they will always deal maximum damage, which is pretty nice right now. 1 resolve and shield to a friendly argument. I'm probably gonna ignore that and just go for the core argument, as long as I don't have anything that really threatens me at the moment. There's another Wrath of Hash. Shielded. This argument cannot be attacked. Oh, add 1 resolve and shield to a friendly argument. It cannot be attacked. That's actually... I thought it was Composure, which is basically block. I do want to get rid of the Wrath of Hash again. We can also do quick thinking, improvise a card from a pool of special cards. Let's see what we get. Improvise lets you see 3 cards and pick 1 of them. Apply 2 Composure on 2 random friendly arguments. Incept 2 Vulnerability. I should have done that first. So Composure is block. This blocks us for 2 on 2 arguments. This makes the enemy vulnerable. All resolve loss is increased by 1. Remove 1 stack at the start of your turn. Or we could just draw 2 cards. We do have decent cards right now, so I'm gonna use the vulnerability. Incept means we create an argument on their side. So now they're vulnerable, which means they will take a bit more damage from our Threaten. Tithe. When deployed, restore 2 resolve for every... When destroyed, restore 2 resolve for every enemy argument. This is actually beneficial to me. That's a bounty. The enemy has it, and if I destroy it, I gain a benefit. But we are not missing any resolve, which is our HP. So we don't need to care about that. The enemy is attacking for 4 on my influence. Now, if they are attacking an argument and that argument gets destroyed, the leftover damage will spill over to my main one. So I don't want that. So I make sure to defend my argument with Composure. I'm gonna keep the bounty around just in case we want to destroy it next turn. Which is probably not necessary. And then let's... this argument cannot be attacked. Okay. That sucks. But we can at least get the Prayer of Hash down this turn. And next turn we should be able to finish off the core argument. Now, we took a bit longer in this fight, which isn't all bad, because that means we'll get more experience from it. But eventually, the enemy will start to rack up impatience, which makes them deal more damage, and their arguments have more resolve. So the fight is gonna become more dangerous the longer you stay in it. Let's finish it this turn. Or because no damage is incoming, we could even consider just prolonging it for one more turn to get a bit more experience on my cards. But even if I can deal with impatience, I can't remove that, by the way, that's invulnerable. Even then, eventually I will get a debuff that makes me stop gaining experience for my cards. So at that point there's not really a reason to stay in the fight any longer, and because that point we will reach that point very soon, I will probably try to end it next turn. Yep, there it is, fatigued. We no longer gain experience now. Also, they are getting quite dangerous due to their impatience. Now we get to pick a negotiation card. We have Plead. It's a 0-cost diplomacy card that deals 0 to 3 damage, which means once you have influence, it will always deal 3, but you lose an influence when you play it. We also have Browbeat. Deals 1 to 2 damage, but triggers X time, costs X actions, and yeah, will attack once for each action available. We can also look at their upgrades. Interesting is also in this game that cards have multiple upgrade paths. You can get, you can increase the damage it deals per hit, or you can increase the amount of hits it does. And there's Build Report. Gain 2 influence and apply 3 composure to it. So it gives you influence and immediately blocks for it. Because I played a lot with influence on my on my first run I did with Cell, I probably want to try out a deck that's a little bit more focused around hostility, and this card seems pretty interesting to me. Not quite sure how good it is because the damage is pretty low, but multi-attacks can be quite good with hostility card because hostility has an inherent effect that can increase the damage they deal. I have misjudged you, sister. May Hesh's wrath fall upon your enemies before it falls upon you. And with that we got that problem out of the way. Well, I wanted to look real quick what Fish has in store for us. There are a few cards which I'm not currently interested in. We can also eat and drink to heal our health or resolve here. But let's start with our first mission. Let's talk to Hilit. It's hard to believe Hilit has a reputation for being a bit of a Casanova, but then you always were immune to such charms. Day to you. I spent half of my life on patrol, looking for who knows what in this Hesh-forsaken land. Go to Havaria, the poster said. Experience adventure. The adventuring life ain't how you pictured it. I thought the criminals would be killing me. Instead, it's my feet. I'll pay you to do my patrol, just for a day off. Should be easy. Nothing ever happens anyway. Investigate the wilderness location for signs of illegal activity. Sure. Now we get a battle card we can add to our deck. Let's see. We have Deception. Improvise an attack card from your draw pile. That card deals +4 damage until played. Okay. Allows us to fetch a card, an attack card, and gives it a little damage boost. We have Ghost Strike, 1 to 2 damage. Draw a card. Discard this card. Your attacks deal maximum damage this turn. That's very interesting to me. We also have Footwork. Discard a card. Gain actions equal to its cost +1. Expend. Expend is basically the consume or exhaust of this game. Removes the card for the rest of this battle. I think I'm gonna go with Footwork here. I'm interested in a discard focus build. Cell seems to have quite a few cards that work well with discard, and Footwork is one of the cards that would enable such a thing. Maybe we can pick up a Ghost Strike later on. It's a common. You can see that by its border. It's bronze or probably more like iron, rusty border, while this one has a silver border, and that's an uncommon. Let's take a Footwork to generate some actions and trigger discard interactions. Sure, I can do that. I've got seniority, so you get your pick. You can defend the woods against the spree or check for Jake smuggling down on the beach. Easy spree or knock knock Jakes. Take your pick. Do I get hazard pay for that joke? Nope. Okay, so back to the map we go. Now we have the option of patrolling the woods or patrolling the beach. Let's go to the beach and look for smugglers. It's clear you don't have much practice sneaking across the sand, because the Jakes are waiting for you when you find them. You're lost! It's not exactly the weather for bathing. Uh-oh. Talk your way out of trouble? Attack them. It's only one enemy. Let's do a combat. Grungex dislikes you. There's also a like-dislike system in this game, where you get certain benefits or penalties when people like or dislike you. So, combat is pretty straightforward. If you know Slater's biocombat, you will probably find this pretty intuitive. We see the enemy intent above our head here. We take 4 damage from this guy attacking us with 2 hits. We have defense to block that damage. Let's do that. And then we have a couple of attacks that we can use against the enemy. This guy has power. Attack damage is increased by 1. He has Shirakel's Instinct. Gain 1 power at the start of battle. This is a species boon. So, because of the species he belongs to, he starts with 1 strength. And he has Cruelty. Dockhand Grungex attacks apply 2 wound if not defended. Wound means we will take 1 extra damage from each hit. We lose a wound each turn. So, I'm glad I could defend against this attack, because I don't want to be taking a couple of wounds here. Oh, we have the choice elbow strike. Oh no, we don't. Probably should have gone with 2 stabs, maybe. Would have been a bit more damage on average. But it's fine. Oh, attack for 9. That's pretty serious. We can't even defend against that. Insert Hammer Grip or Saber Grip into your hand. Excuse me. Hammer Grip is deal 2 bonus damage if you have any combo. Gain 2 combo. Or Saber Grip applies 2 bleed. Bleed is, as you would expect, something similar to poison or frostbite. Just the enemy takes some damage every turn and bleed ticks down. This is also a status effect. I do want to defend because of the wounds, but I can't completely defend anyways. So I might go a tad more aggressive here. I'm definitely gonna go with the Saber Grip to apply some bleed. And then... can't really make use of the Footwork yet. It requires me to get some more draw. Maybe it wasn't the best card to pick up there. Let's actually defend. I don't want to take too much damage here. We got exposed. When receiving defense, reduce the amount by 50%. At the end of your turn, reduce exposed by 1. We also got a wound that will luckily run out before he attacks again, because this turn he's buffing. Let's go with as much damage as we can get. Let's see what Fight Dirty gives us. Improvise a card from a pool. Draw a card, discard a card, draw 2 cards, or gain 3 defense. Well, we don't benefit from gaining defense this turn, so let's take the draw. Gives us 2 elbow strikes. I think I'm gonna go with some more bleed. Bleed actually reduces by half each turn, instead of just reducing by 1, but I don't know if this will go to 2 or to 1 after this. Stab is more damage than elbow strike, but elbow strike levels up quicker. So maybe I should go with the elbow strike to get the... No. This fight is pretty scary. Actually. Evasion. Dodge next hit, remove 1 evasion when you dodge a hit, and at the start of your turn. He's still not attacking though, so we do have the chance to deal some more damage. Actually no, but we can at least remove the evasion. Let's also play the footwork just to level it up. Got some evasion again. Let's block the hit. Keep bleeding them. And go in with an elbow strike. I tried to spread out the experience on my cards relatively evenly. Let's see what Fight Dirty gives us. Gain 2 combo, expand. Apply 2 bleed. Gain 1 power. That's actually pretty significant. But it costs another energy. But I still think I want the extra, want the power here. And then defend against 5 of the incoming damage. Luckily, they don't seem to make very good use of the debuffs they inflict on us, because again, they are buffing. Got some evasion again. Oh, this time I don't have any defense against the incoming 7 damage. We are also now fatigued, so we can no longer gain XP in this battle. Scrounge might give us the defense we need. It's gonna be half though from the exposed. I only need to hit with 1 attack this turn to remove the evasion, because the other one will run out at the end. So we can go back to dealing damage. Oh, with the wound. That's dangerous. We're also exposed. So if we want to defend this turn, we would need to play all 3 feints. But I think that's worth it, because otherwise we'll rack up even more wounds. Luckily he's buffing now. Let's go with the Fight Dirty. Applying bleed, apply impair. Attack damage by this target is reduced by 33%. At the beginning of the turn, reduce impair by 1. So that's basically a kind of weakness. Let's go with the bleed. We don't need to reduce the damage this turn. And then just go all in for damage. You can see the health bar having a white portion, and there's this. That's a panic meter. If they fall below that value, they will panic. Alright, he's awaiting. Or 1 hit should make them panic. And will surrender. Now we have the chance to execute them, which kills them. Or we can accept their surrender. Killing them does have some benefits. We gain their death loot. In this case it's Guff. Gain defense equal to the damage dealt by this card. 2 to 6 damage. Destroy after 3 uses. Not bad, but there's also a downside in killing them. And that's other characters might hate us. There are other NPCs who are, they have kind of friends and stuff. yeah, like, who won't be happy if we kill him? So let's accept the surrender. I don't want to make too many enemies this early on. We get a battle card to add. Blademouth Beating. If this card was improvised this turn, attack 3 times. Apply 2 bleed per attack. So that's pretty interesting if we are going for an improvisation deck. But that's pretty much what I did last time I played. There's also Backstab. If this card was improvised, double its damage until the end of the turn. Also pretty nice. Especially with the card we've seen before that improvises a card and then adds 4 damage to it. That would also double. Target Practice. Attack 2 random enemies. That's pretty efficient damage if you actually do have 2 enemies to hit. We can also use this card in a bleed deck, but it's not that exciting. We could upgrade the base damage, or we could upgrade the amount of bleed it deals. If this card was improvised this turn, attack 3 times. That's actually really good. It's not that amazing if we don't improvise it, but the bleed will still add up to 3 more damage over the next 2 turns, so it's 4 to 5, which beats out the backstab. And attacking 3 times is quite a lot of bleed and damage. I'm gonna take this. I wanna have some direction I can go in, and this leaves me open to go with bleed and or improvisation. You leave before more jakes make their way ashore. Well, with that we are done with our patrol. Let's report back to Helene. Hello, sir. Well, officer, the job is done, and I can tell you all about... Oh, crud. The paperwork. Look, keep your report to yourself. We'll just say it was quiet. Right? You're alive. Must have been quiet. Sure. Nice. Easiest money you ever made, huh? He likes us. And we get our shields and we get the Grizzly Trophy, which is a negotiation card that adds an argument that deals 8 damage to all opponent arguments after 3 turns. Which is pretty strong. We could also choose to skip it if we don't want to include that in our deck, but I think I like the idea of having that around. Once you've made friends with someone, you can give them some shields to gain their social boon. This one is Commander. All allies gain +5 health in battle. Interesting, but... So, what else is there? Healing Spring, limited time opportunity. This is a place where we could heal up. A rare Lumin Fissure has opened in the bedrock here. Funny things happen when raw Lumin vapors get onto dry land. And here we can get Adrenaline Shot. Add 2 copies of Hasten into your draw pile. Destroy after 3 uses. Hasten is a 0 cost. That gains us 1 action. Expands and has Replenish. Replenish when you draw it. Draw another card. That's a pretty interesting effect. But it does cost an energy and a draw when you play it. So it's not free. But I think in general that might be worth it. Not sure. I think I'm gonna go with the Healing String. Just heal up from the last fight. Just because I don't think the Adrenaline Shot is that amazing. You find a fissure in the ground, fuming with toxic vapors. On the far side you spot a rare healing wort, grown fat with broad leaves under the Lumin's influence. We could pick a small leaf to chew, heals 10 HP. We could pick one of the weird fruits to eat, heals 20 HP but makes us tipsy. Which is kind of like a curse. That we can get rid of by playing it, so it's not that bad. We will also get rid of when we sleep, which will happen later. And or eat until you can't eat anymore. Max HP plus 10, but take 15 HP damage. Honestly, I'm not that damaged, and I like the idea of having plus 10 max HP. For some damage now? Sure. You pound back fruit after fruit, pausing only to devour mouthfuls of leaves. Lost 15 HP. You pass out, alien chemicals coursing through your system, and alien thoughts coursing through your head. Max HP raised by 10. You wake up in a puddle of fruit juice and your own filth. Okay, next quest. Secret Chopper. We get to restore 30 health or 15 resolve, which is a bit more interesting right now. We could do Ice Cold to gain a Nano Lattice. 1 cost, gain 9 defense, draw a card, destroy after 2 uses. That one seems pretty good. Or Meet Me at the Crossroads. This is a challenging quest. Has a higher difficulty than the other ones, focus on battle, but we get a graft from a random draw. A bit scary at the HP we are currently at, but might be worth it. We could also consider going to the Grog and Dog and healing up beforehand, but I think with 39 HP we can still make it decently well. Let's look what the bartender has for sale here. A good bartender knows how to mix a drink. The better bartenders know how to fix a fight. Urkrow does both. Look what the Noshnoex created. I bet you need a drink. Let's see what's on offer here. Gain an action, replenish, destroy after 1 use. That's a bit expensive for just 1 action once, but it's free in combat. Doesn't cost you actions, doesn't cost you a card. Because it has a replenish. Hip Flask, gain an influence, expand, destroy after 3 uses. Liquid Courage. I was hoping we would find something to heal here maybe. But that's fine. Dex is dangerously predictable. He'll sell you out for a hit of slurry, then break your heart when he feels bad about it. Come to distract me from my drink? Best have a good reason. Let's do the quest. We could also share a drink with them that will make them like me. Give us a bit of resolve, but will cost some shills and add these negatives to our deck. You got work for me? Bex gives you a quick once-over, clearly running the numbers in his mind. You must have passed some test, because he leans in close. There's a golden ambush spot out around that new trade route the Admiralty opened. Only now with the auction coming up, they're too preoccupied to keep it nice and safe. A couple of opportunistic folks could really make a killing. Sound like your kind of thing? Join Bex at an ambush point and help choose robbery targets. You'll get a cut of the loot if you both survive. Okay. Well, you can choose a battle card to add. We have Duster. Discard 2 cards, attack a random enemy. Another Footwork, probably not right now. Or Wild Lunge. Attack a random enemy, but high damage. Or we could, if it upgrades, it could attack 2 enemies. The damage range is also pretty high. Discard 3 cards to attack a random enemy. Or deal more damage. I still don't have any discard synergy, but it's something I would be interested in. Worst case, we can just play it as a 0 cost attack after we played our other cards. Sure, let's take a Duster. Get your stuff in order and meet me up there. Don't keep me waiting. I'm not too patient. Okay, let's not keep him waiting and meet him at the crossroads. Oh, an event. Corp comes stumbling towards you, clutching his gut like it might fall out. Please, help me. Hold on, what's happening? Spree, they're trying to kill me. Please, There ain't no one else who can help. I can hide him until the danger passes. I can agree to protect him, or I can leave him to his fate. You know what? I want to help him, but I don't want to get into a combat, so I'm gonna hide him. Alright, hide in a tree line and I'll keep them busy. Thank you. Cobb hobbles his way to the tree line and gets out of sight just in time. The spree are punctual, especially when there's a trail of blood to follow. Hey, you looking for trouble? I could give up Cobb. Or I could trick them into looking elsewhere. Let's do that. Not me, friend. I'm just minding my own business. But now that you mention it, I did see a weeping wretch head off in the other direction. Easy pickings for you, I imagine. Is that so? Ah yeah, the core arguments also have abilities. I forgot about that last time. Salsavi. Gain 1 composure at the start of your turn. Sharp Fuse. Whenever you shuffle your deck, Pract gains impatience. So we shouldn't make the fight last for too long. Let's deflect against the incoming damage. Browbeat is pretty inefficient right now. I think we'll go with Threaten and Fast Talk. And we play Browbeat anyway for the XP. Does that work? It does work. Nice. That way we might be able to level it up pretty quickly. Let's... Do we want a quick thinking? I think so. Ooh. Deploy bait. That's an argument that basically needs to be attacked, so we can divert attention away from other argument. Observation 0 to 4. Or the Incept vulnerability. I'm gonna go with the observation. Then I'm gonna play Cell's Instinct to gain an inspiration, which gives me influence. And then the observation will do 4 to 4 damage, which is very solid. And then we defend ourselves. Escalation. When a hostility card is played, increase stacks by 1 and gain 2 resolve. Adds 1 damage to all intents. And they have impatience, so they're hitting for 5 now. I could play the Grizzly Trophy, but... Does this fight ever last 3 more turns? Well, it means I could focus on defending myself much easier. Sure. Let's set up the Grizzly Trophy. It can also be attacked, and if it gets destroyed before it triggers, we'll gain no benefit out of it, but we can also defend it, so it does get attacked now, and we have no defense. That's bad. Best we can do is 10 damage if Threaten rolls a 4. We could destroy the escalation. That would reduce the incoming damage a bit, but still not enough to save these arguments. I guess we should destroy the escalation because the damage spills over to us. So we'll have 2 damage and 1 damage spill over from these. Well, that was quite annoying. 1 turn before it goes off, too. Let's go with the Threaten. Browbeat should usually win the fight for us here. You know what? Let's go with Cell's Instinct. Attitude gives us 1 Dominance. Dominance is the hostility buff. The hostility cards deal an additional +1 damage. Remove 1 stack at the start of your turn. So we can end it with a Browbeat now. Let's pick a new negotiation card. Tactical Mind. Gain. Draw 1 extra card at the start of your turn. Expend. Ooh. So every turn we'll draw an additional card. Gain means we gain that as an argument. That's extra draw each turn. Upgrades to draw 2 extra cards. Wow. Or be 0 cost. That's pretty powerful. As long as we can keep that argument alive. Oppress. If this card destroys an argument, gain 1 dominance. That's also pretty tempting. Solid Point. When this card is drawn, deal 1 damage to a random enemy argument and gain 1 influence. It's unplayable though. Oppress can upgrade to deal less damage but gain more dominance, or deal potentially a large amount of damage. I'm gonna go with Tactical Mind. I like the idea of drawing an additional card each turn. I was actually just thinking I should circle back and check again. Thanks for your help. No problem, scum. Cobb comes out of hiding once Precht has left. Thank you so much. You saved my life there. Let's get you somewhere safe. Well, he's hurt. I can get him to safety right now. If I don't do it, he'll probably die. So let's do it. You help Cobb through the door. There, you should be okay here. Thank you so much. I won't forget this. Cobb loves you. You've managed to capture his loyalty, don't waste it. Reason? Save their life. Boon. Piece of the pie. Gain 75 shields every morning. That's a really good effect to get this early on in the run. Let's take a look what Trina has to offer here. Brain Gills. Oh, I like getting one of these early. The next card played this turn gains 3 additional XP. Cost 0, has replenish, expense. So that's a really good way to level up your negotiation deck. I am gonna buy that. There's also Adrenaline Shot and Speed Tonic. 2 random cards in your hand. Cost 0 until played. Replenish, destroy after 1 use. That's not a bad effect. But I'm not gonna pay all my leftover shields for it. You find the crossroad that Bax told you about. Ah, there you are. You ready for some action? Get into position, attend to something else first. Let's get into position. What's the plan here? You're gonna skulk around those bushes. Stay out of sight, but keep an eye on the road. When something juicy comes past, you go flag them down. I'll come around from behind, and we'll get the drop on them. Now let's get to business. You and Bex get into position, squatting glamorously in the mud. A hash cultist approaches, pockets laden with tithe money. Let them pass or step out of the bush. We could wait for a more juicy target, but pockets laden with tithe money doesn't sound bad at all. There are 2 enemies though, and they're 2.5 stars. I'm not sure if we can actually manage to take them down. Let them pass. I could have used their cash. Not so sure about the everlasting damnation though. You resume your watch. Before long, a merchant comes down the road. Ooh. Yeah, these are 3 enemies, but the combat drone is probably pretty easily dispatched. Wealthy merchant. Yeah, let's go. Who's there? You signal to Bax. He dislikes me, of course. I do want to get rid of the combat drone as soon as possible. Combat drone is metallic, immune to bleed and wound. Piercing attacks do double damage. The drone isn't that squishy. Who are you? What are you doing? You are buffing. You have Last Stand, gains 5 power when below 24 health. Oh, 5 power is a lot. We could defend ourselves and go in for some damage. I think I like the idea of that. Let's defend, then... I think if we are going for the drone, we better... Well, it's still... Hammer Grip is still better than Elbow Strike, right? We might not make use of the combo. Combo points are accumulated until they are spent by a finisher. Lose half of your combo whenever you take damage. We are gonna take damage, so we will lose one of the combo, but if we play that card again, it's still worth it. Let's play Footwork just because we can. It gets experience, we get rid of it, and we currently don't benefit a whole lot from that, so... Reft up 6. Attacks apply 1 bleed and reduce Reft up by 1. Oh, 3 wounds. Stinging Eyes. All your attacks have random targets. Reduce Stinging Eyes by 1 at the end of your turn. That's quite annoying. Also, these guys are dealing a significant amount of damage here. Maybe we're a bit out of our league here. Let's fight dirty. Gain a power. Gain 3 defense. I like the idea of gaining defense here. Oh, this is not looking good. I'm gonna defend mostly. Well, this guy's doing something. Once they have their 5 power, maybe we can do something here. 15 damage incoming. Uh-oh. Let's defend as well as we can. We have no more combo, so the Hammer Grip isn't gonna be that great. Hit the drone who's immune to bleed. That sucks. Well, ooh, 3 tips is added to our deck. The drone charged up increases firepower. Can we take out the drone this turn? That would help. Although the drone isn't attacking us. Maybe we should just let the drone hit that guy so he goes into his last stand mode. I think I wanna do damage right now. See how hard we hit. I think we are trying to kill the drone next turn, which means... Oh, we have exposed. Yeah, we should go for damage then. Once we get 1 target down, things are looking a bit better. But I hope we can survive until then. We are once again blinded. This guy's buffing. That's a bad time to be buffing, my friend. Let's stab. Hit the one guy that was evading. Might as well play a tipsy. We could defend him. But 6 damage isn't enough to make him flee just yet. Although we're only taking 2 damage this turn. From whom? This guy applies wounds when he damages us. Yeah, let's defend ourselves. And then Duster. Combat drone is almost down. That guy got impaired, so he'll do less damage. We need to get the drone down now. The drone is trying to kill the thug. He's trying to kill our friend here. No! That didn't help. We can always run away. The enemy team will execute their turn, and if you survive, you will run away. You may fail your current job. You know what? Let's go down with the ship. He gives up. Oh, and they change targets to me. That sucks. The drone is defending. Well, we have to try to stay alive. Party's probably gonna be my next target. We should be able to kill the drone now. Just 2 HP. We're not blinded. But yeah. Oh, that's a lot of incoming damage. With the drone gone, we might be able to survive if we defend. Oh no, we're still exposed. I guess that's gonna be the end of us. We definitely... Oh. Huh. Yeah. We definitely picked the wrong fight there. Killed by Benawem. He seems to have that effect on people.